Hey guys, it's Drea. Today I wanted to bring you a video in my series on my makeup collection. So I've already done my foundation collection. I wanted to do concealer because I know a lot of you are like me and you have very dark circles, and I always like testing out concealers. I recently did a declutter, so I'll link that below because I do kind of give my thoughts on the ones that I got out of my collection in case you want some further opinions. But I wanted to film this video this way because I like overall collection videos, but they can be very long. This way, when you break it up into sections, I can kind of give you a few more thoughts on each of the products and kind of the pros and cons of everything instead of kind of glossing over my entire collection in one video. But if you're interested in seeing a full collection video, I do have plans to do that eventually, and I will get to it and maybe, you know, talk about organization and that kind of stuff. But for now, let's just talk about concealer. So as I mentioned, I have very dark circles, and I've struggled my entire life with how to cover them up, and only recently in the last kind of 2 years did I realize that what I really need to do is correct my circles before I cover them up with concealer. So I have two color correctors in my collection. The first one is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid in Peach. This one is almost done. Like, it is really about down to there. I really need to get a new one soon. But the good thing about this one is that you really need so little of it. So it has a, not a doe foot, what are these called? The flat ones. It's just flat across. And I literally just put like maybe 3 dots on my dark circle and blend it out. And then this one here is the Benefit Erase Paste. Now they just recently discontinued this and they brought in this whole new line called Boing. I haven't tried those out. I don't know if they're the same, but I'm gonna keep using this until it goes bad. This one is in medium, which is number 2. There is so much product in here, and I don't use this one as much as I use the Urban Decay, but really you need so little of this to correct your dark circles. The thing about color correcting, just a little tip, is you only want to put the product directly on the darkness. You don't want to go anywhere else on your skin, because what you're doing is canceling out the darkness. You're taking one color from the color spectrum and the opposite one, bring them together, and that kind of cancels each other out. Once you start putting peach or orange on your regular skin tone, all you're doing is putting peach or orange on your regular skin tone. So you're gonna have orange splotches all over your face. So that's just my little tip for you. I only have one pot concealer in my collection because I really don't conceal anywhere else on my face. I'm very lucky not to really ever get breakouts unless they're hormonal, so I don't really need a lot of face concealers. Almost everything I have is directly for under my eyes, but this is the one pot concealer I have. It's the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Mine is in the shade Creme Brulee. This is such an amazing full coverage, full coverage concealer. It's got a beautiful velvety texture to it. I really have been loving this a lot. You can really put a lot on without looking like you have a lot on. I like to use a flat concealer brush for this particular product, and I will just kind of cover all this area here and then just blend on top of it lightly to get rid of any lines with a beauty blender, and the finish is beautiful. I have a makeup use up project going on, and 2 of my concealers are in that project. The first one is the Lancome Fasterness Concealer. I've talked about this one a lot throughout the last year on my channel. This is in the shade 220 Claire 11. This is a squeezy tube one. This shade is my skin tone, so this is not a brightening concealer. What I use this for is only on days when I'm not going to wear foundation. So there are many days when I go foundation free and I just want to cover up my dark circles. So I'll put this directly on there and just blend it out and bring it kind of feathered out until you no longer see any lines and you don't really realize that there's any line of demarcation anywhere. So that's what I use this for. It's really nice for that. It's really nice for those no makeup days when you don't want to look like super highlighted and contoured, but you just want to cover up your circles. That's what I use this for. And then this one here I'm trying to use up too. It's the Rimmel Match Perfection 2-in-1 concealer and highlighter. Mine is in the shade 230 Fair Light. So this one I have very mixed feelings. Even though I'm trying to use it up, there are things I don't like about it. I really don't like the way it dispenses. It's got that brush, kind of weird brush on the end. I find that very strange. It doesn't really do anything, so why is it like that, you know? But the product itself is kind of a nice lightweight very creamy concealer. By the way, none of these so far settle into any lines or anything like that. I know I haven't said that for each of one of them, but none of them do, and they don't crease. Same with this, like it's very good for that. I also like to use this as a highlighter on the rest of my face. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll take a very full coverage concealer right on my darkness and then use this kind of everywhere else to get use out of it and use it up. But I wouldn't necessarily go to this one first before anything else that I want to cover up my under eyes. I have two concealers that I recently purchased that I haven't yet tried, so I can't tell you anything about them, but I just wanted to mention them quickly. The first one is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Concealer. This is in the shade Light. I haven't tried this yet, but I've been meaning to forever, which is why I picked it up. And then the second one is brand new from Clinique, and I was so interested when I heard the name. It's called the Beyond Perfecting Super Concealer Camouflage Plus 24-Hour Wear. So I'm very interested to give this a shot and see if it really is as full coverage as it says it is. There's one concealer in my collection that I don't like, that I decided to keep for my declutter even though I don't like it. This is called the No Dark Shadows Complexion Enhancer. This is just called Wow. The shade is called Wow. This is one of those very gimmicky products. I bought this for $2 out of Winners, which is like TJ Maxx. It's got that brush tip on it, and it's got a little bit of a brightening hue to it, so a little bit of a peach hue. But this is so lightweight and so light coverage that it really does nothing. So unless you are one of those very, very fair skinned people that has more blue toned, I think dark circles, rather than the dark purple toned dark circles like I have, then you might get some use out of this, but it really, like, don't fall for the gimmick, don't fall for it. It's not gonna cover anything serious up. This one is the CoverGirl Outlast All Day Concealer. This is in the shade Light. I tried this one out recently, did an all-day wear test with it. I'll link that if you're interested. This has a little foamy applicator on it. So again, this is not going to cover up anything serious. This is a very lightweight, beautiful texture, very soft. It lasts all day long. That same texture lasts throughout the day. Like if you touch your under eye at night, it's still going to be just very soft and hydrated. It's really, really wonderful texture. But again, this is not full coverage. This is a light to medium coverage. So anybody with serious dark circles, it's not going to be your friend. But I still keep it around because I like kind of mixing it with a high coverage concealer because I really like the texture and the feel of it. I recently purchased this. It's the L'Oreal Pro Glow Infallible Concealer. Mine is in the shade 02 Creamy Natural. I was very interested to try this when it came out. This would be a good concealer for those of you, again, with very light dark circles, not very dark circles. This has a very light, luminous quality to it. I know that's what they were going for. This isn't necessarily marketed to people who have the most darkest circles in the world. You know, it's supposed to be glowy, and they are delivering on that, so I can't complain. It's just that it doesn't fully cover up my dark circles, but it does feel really, really nice on the skin, and it does last all day. And it's very soft and velvety, and it's another one of those concealers that would be great if you're not looking for something super full coverage. You just want a little bit of coverage and a little bit of a highlight. You know, it's gonna look great on you and it's gonna feel great. I also own a MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is in NC20. This is actually the one I'm wearing today. It's been a long time, a long time since I've even used this. So I wanted to try it out again today to even be able to talk about it, because I don't know why. Every time I use this, I'll use it for a while and then put it away for months. And it's just one of those things where I just don't get a lot of use out of it. I don't know why. It's fairly good coverage. Like, I don't think my dark circles are that bad today, but it's not like the most amazing coverage in the world. It does have a pump on it, and I'm sorry it's so messy, but the thing about this is the pump is really weird. Like, it wants to pump out so much product at once, and it's very hard to kind of spot treat what you want to do under your eye with this. So you really have to just put it on your hand and then take your finger or a brush or whatever and then use it that way. This is a nice hydrating concealer. I think it's really good, but I don't think it has the most amazing coverage out of all the ones I use, but it's still pretty good coverage. This here, the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, is one that I've gone back and forth on. So mine is in the shade Light Neutral. It's the exact same packaging as its color correcting twin. It's got that paddle applicator. I don't know, you guys, I've used this off and on for so long. There's very little left in here, really. There's probably only about that much left in here. And I went from really liking it last year to not liking it a lot when I used it last month. I pulled it into my everyday makeup drawer. I wanted to get a lot of use out of it. And every time I used it, I felt like it was really drying. I felt like it kind of got kind of cakey throughout the day. I don't know if that's just because it's getting older. I have owned this now for probably 18 months, but it's just not my favorite anymore. So I would kind of try it again in a new bottle and see, maybe it's just mine here, but I don't know, it's just not my favorite out of all of the ones I own. So the last two are definitely holy grails for me. This one here, the Tarte Shape Tape, everybody and their mother has talked about this on YouTube, so what more can I say? It's got the huge doe foot applicator on it. You really, when you pull this out once, that's all you need for your entire face. Like, you can do both under eyes and you can highlight with it if that's what you want to do, with one pull out of the product. So a little goes a very long way with this. It sets very quickly. You need to blend it out very quickly. So honestly, I would do one eye at a time, blend it out, then move on to the next one, because by the time you get to the next one, sometimes it's a little dry already and it takes a little more blending out. But this is the fullest coverage concealer I own or I've ever come across. None of these concealers crease, and this is not an exception to that. I really love this. It's fantastic. This covers up your dark circles if that's what you're looking for. This is going to be your best friend. And then this one here, definitely holy grail status for me. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Wear Concealer. Mine is in the shade 1C Cool Light. This is a repurchase. I used up an entire one of these last year and just recently repurchased it. It's got a little doe foot applicator. This is a very lightweight but very pigmented formula. So it is full coverage. It'll cover everything up. But it's very lightweight on the skin. It doesn't stay as hydrating as a few of my other ones, but it still isn't like cakey or gross or heavy or anything like that. But I just love how full coverage this is. Those are all the concealers I have in my collection right now. Let me know if I didn't answer any of your questions. If you have any particular questions, I will definitely get back to you. Just leave them in the comments and let me know what part of my collection you'd like to see next in my next makeup collection video series. Collection video that I bring to you. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. I'd love to have you around. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. That helps me so much. And that's it for today. So I will see you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye.